It's gonna be a great day. The sun is shining, the day is bringing surprises, so I gotta do my thing and help my friends win. We're on a collective mission to elevate our positions, to collect the funky dividends. So I offer a helping hand to my fellow sisters and brothers, encouraging them to...
Hi everybody, welcome back to Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle. This is our end of month update for the month of October 2025. And before I forget, I want to thank Kathy at the Cronson family for showing me how to use this software. I forget to thank her until after the video every single week. Thank you, Kathy. And Kathy has also got me going with my Transfer Tuesdays, which you guys see in my community posts. And I really want to thank her for reminding me every Tuesday to put my $50 away. So let's start with restaurants for this month. I spent $35.74, and keep in mind, my goal is not to spend more than $900 a month. However, I have not made that goal yet, but let's see how bad I did in the month of October. So Pet Spartan Wags for my puppy is $30 this month. Hotel, I paid $150.53 this month. Gas, I've spent a lot of money on gas. I moved my RV this month to a piece of land, and so I will talk about that a little bit later. Amazon, nothing. Lawn care, we only had the lawn care guy come once, so that was a $250 mowing. So as you can see, I have $178 for Spectrum Internet, and that internet service, because I moved my RV, is now gone. So that bill has gone away, so I won't pay that bill anymore. CVS, I paid $75.09. As you know, I have A1C glucose monitors, and I had to buy 2 of those because I buy 2 that last a month. And with that, I'm going to mention that I just went to the doctor and my A1C is higher than it should be. So I am back on my regimen of eating vegetables and exercising more. So I'm going to be exercising with Coach Mean Reen a couple times a week and with Elizabeth Loves Fitness after I do my yoga and meditation every day. Sam's Club was $107.53, and that's because I was running short on my broccoli. I basically buy broccoli at Sam's Club, coffee, and cream. Those are the 3 things that I pretty much buy every single month. And then also from Walmart, I got $40 in cash because, as you know, I do not go to ATMs. So you can see that the total is $1,191. Now this is after I spent $197.40 at Walmart. So Walmart, I spent a lot of money this month, more than normal. And again, my total is $1,191.90. So that is $291.90 above where I was supposed to be. However, if you look at September spending, I am down just a little bit. So I'm going to call this a win, and I'm going to call this creeping towards my $900 a month spending. And I think that I can make it in November and December. So we are going to see. I am on track to keep going. Now, let's look at how much I've paid down in debt this month. Let's look at how much I spent on my credit card and on my line of credit for the month of October. The goal is to pay them down over time as fast as possible. However, because I moved my RV this month, I spent a lot more on my credit card and a lot more on my line of credit than I had normally planned to spend. So in future months, these numbers are going to go down as far as spending on the credit card and on the line of credit. So I started October with my credit card at $6,991.10, $61 of interest, and I used $1,641.89 on my credit card this month. October, I paid $2,019.08 on my credit card, which means that my credit card balance went down just a couple $100 to $6,674.91. And so, again, my goal is in November and December to use less on the credit card and pay more on the credit card to pay it down, as I have more income coming in November than I even had in October. So my line of credit started at $30,746, and I had $338.50 in interest, and I used $4,600 on my line of credit. However, I paid back $4,857.67. Now, between the interest and what I used, it was more than what I paid back. And what I do is sometimes I borrow money from my line of credit during the month, and then I pay it back a couple of days later when the money comes back in. Also, this month, because I moved my RV, I will have less expenses because I'm no longer paying rent at the lake and other expenses at the lake. All that money will go towards paying my mortgage on this land. Now, because of how I bought this land, I am only paying no more than $300 a month on this land every month. That lowers my expenses, meaning in November and December, I should be able to put a lot more money towards paying down my debt, especially going into 2026. Let's look at the totals for this month. I started October owing $37,737.10. I ended October owing $37,501.74. So I'm down only $235.36. That may not seem like much. However, in buying a piece of land, moving an RV, changing over the utilities and other different things, I did pretty good to keep it at a positive number. I was going to go out and spend some more money today on my credit card, which would have put me in the negative, and because I'm reporting all of this, I decided not to do that because I want at least some positive number for October so that we start November on a good foot. Hi everybody, this is Future Editing Daryl. I forgot to include my savings rate in the video, so I have now come back, re-recorded my savings rate, and we'll stick this somewhere in the middle of the video. So in April, I started with a 70.52% savings rate of my after-tax income. As of October, I am now down to 37.4%, and that's because I bring some income home as opposed to putting it into my retirement accounts at the college in order to pay on my credit card and my line of credit. I'll keep doing that through the rest of the year, and in January, I hope to start saving my retirement income to my colleges at a 70% savings rate. In my retirement account, I did a questionnaire to figure out what I should be doing with my investments in my college retirement accounts going forward between now and when I take Social Security. And this is the recommendation that they have after looking at my different expenses and income that I have now and that I plan to have in a few years. They are suggesting that I switch to an aggressive portfolio mix as opposed to what I'm in right now, which is very aggressive portfolio mix. And I am staying with my very aggressive portfolio mix because I do not ever expect to need this money from these retirement accounts. They are going to grow as long as possible, maybe another 10 years before I even think about possibly touching this money. Let's look at how my retirement account has done this year and this month. So over the course of the year, I've made 15.7% on my very aggressive portfolio so far this year. This month, I've made $4,019.48 this month. So that is a very good month considering I've spent so much money on my line of credit and my credit card this month moving my RV. Keep in mind, if you don't control your money will control you. Never let your past determine your future.